Leaving Molongal Creek, we're on a bit of a tight time limit to try and catch up with some of our friends up north. Just an overnight stop in Townsville, enough time for a drive along the Strand. It's got a lot to offer, with its restaurants, cafes, a huge park, pools and a jetty. And seeing Castle Hill in the backdrop, we were keen for a visit to the lookout. It's got a brilliant view over the city and out towards Magnetic Island. With a crack in our door handle, we were able to find a replacement part. Fits together pretty easy, and that's all it is. The tricky part is you have to depress the lock to be able to get it to attach itself again. One hidden screw is behind the door lock. After replacing our door handle, we travelled north to the sugar loading capital, Lucinda.
Big sugar mill.
Lucinda boasts the longest sugar loading jetty in the southern hemisphere.
5.76 kilometres long.
This jetty enables Lucinda to receive the largest ships used in the raw sugar trade. Hinchinbrook Island is not much more than a stone's throw from Lucinda, and it's surrounded by beautiful waterways. You can see these from the lookout on the Bruce Highway. Travelling up the highway, we got chatting to one of the local truckies on the UHF radio. He suggested we stop at the park in Cardwell for one of the best pies around. It was a great spot to stop the smoko. The beaches here are very different. Instead of fine sand, it's almost more like pebbles. On the way to Mission Beach, we stopped at a free camp, one behind the pub in the small town of Faluga. It's important to support small pubs like these that supply this service for travellers, and it's a great way to meet the locals and pick up a bit of local knowledge about the area. Mission Beach is in the area known as the Cassowary Coast region. We stayed at the council-run caravan park. It's right on the beach, and coming up to winter, it can get very busy with visitors from the southern states. Well, the weather wasn't great today, so we'll take a drive and explore the area. After all, this is where the rainforest meets the reef.
This is a lovely little drive.
And while we're out and about, we'll try and spot a cassowary in the wild. Well, we've spotted one. It was a very brief encounter. Maybe they're a bit camera shy. With the weather clearing, we're off again towards Paronella Park. This place has been on our bucket list for a very long time. Paronella Park is about 20 kilometres south of Innisfail and about 110 kilometres south of Cairns. Along the way we've found a great little spot for smoko, right beside a crystal clear creek.
Finally made it to Paronella Park. I can't wait to see all this.
Paronella Park has been owned and run by Mark and Judy Evans for more than 25 years. It's managed so well, this park consistently wins tourism awards. Jose Paronella's dream was to build a castle. He powered this with Queensland's first privately owned hydroelectric power plant back in 1933. He chose a special part of Queensland beside Meena Creek Falls. He built his castle, picnic areas, tennis courts, bridges, a tunnel, and planted over 7,000 tropical plants and trees. It was open to the public in 1935. This waterfall on Meena Creek flows year-round. This pool at the bottom of the falls used to be the swimming area. This is now a popular area for feeding the native fish that reside in the pool. There is a maze of walkways through the tropical gardens. This one led us to Teresa Falls, one which Jose had diverted a small part of the creek to make these falls especially for his daughter. From here you can find a set of stairs that lead right up to Jose's tunnel, all dug by hand. At every turn there's something else to explore, and all this being built in the 1930s. Very little machinery, it sure is an amazing feat. These grounds here were once tennis courts, and the building behind is where they served and enjoyed their refreshments. This is another one of Jose's masterpieces. At both sides of the refreshment building there are the remains of the changing rooms. In those days it was a must to dress for dinner.
This is the ballroom.
In its day, the ballroom was used as a theatre and for dances and parties. Jose's original house is now dedicated to the history of Paronella Park, showing photos at its peak and some of the destruction caused by cyclones and floods over time. The Mina Creek Hotel is only a couple of hundred metres walk from Paronella Park. They've got great meals on offer here, accommodation, and just out the back there's a great area for motorhomes, caravans, whatever size rig you're in. And most of these are drive-through sites. After a great meal at the hotel, we went back to Paronella Park for the night show. If we thought it was magical through the day, it was even better at night. Keep watching over the next few episodes as we catch up with the mate for a bit of reef fishing, do a marvellous tour at the Undara lava tubes, and then travel some of the back roads to the small town of Chillago to explore some of the best caves in the country.